And welcome back to Hannity. President Trump's comment on Russia got most of the attention today, but he also struck an important note on the power of faith and the first Polish Pope, who's now a saint.
Your oppressors tried to break you, but Poland could not be broken. And when the day came on June 2nd, 1979, and 1 million Poles gathered around Victory Square for their very first Mass with their Polish Pope, that day every communist in Warsaw must have known that their oppressive system would soon come crashing down. They must have known it at the exact moment during Pope John Paul II's sermon, when 1 million Polish men, women, and children suddenly raised their voices in a single prayer. 1 million Polish people did not ask for wealth. They did not ask for privilege. Instead, 1 million Poles sang 3 simple words: "We want God."
We continue with former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich. Newt, that moment, which really didn't get a lot of play today in the mainstream media, I think that moment says more to the people of Eastern Europe than all of the pontificating on the world community and global alliances, because that hits people in their heart, and it takes us back to a time where we didn't think, a lot of people didn't think there was any hope for Eastern Europe. And one man, John Paul II, Ronald Reagan, Margaret Thatcher, 3 of them together believed there was hope. And I thought that was really important for him to go back to that moment.
Well, I think it's extraordinarily important, but it was also, to me, a speech given as much to America as to Poland. I think that you have a president who has decided that its time has come to engage the secular left, the atheists, those who would use government to force God out of our lives, and to take them head on. And there are place after place in that speech where President Trump is calling on the depths of the Polish experience, reminding the world that Poland ceased to exist for 200 years because Prussia, Austria, and Russia had torn it to shreds. There was no Poland on the map. And I think when you begin to realize the depths of this, and that the Polish people, largely through their belief in God and the structure of the Catholic Church, survived, identified themselves as people of faith in a way that is truly one of the great stories of the last couple hundred years. And that's part of what President Trump was appealing to today and saying to the rest of the world. Look, there's a lesson here. Faith can defeat our enemies. Faith can bring our civilization together. And it's important to recognize that our rights come from God, not from the government.
And Donald Trump, you know, a billionaire, New Yorker, doesn't attend church all that regularly, yet he gets up there and gives this speech. And not just that, not just a reference to John Paul II, but also a pro-life message in this speech in Warsaw, Poland. Let's watch.
We put faith and family, not government and bureaucracy, at the center of our lives. And we debate everything. We challenge everything. We seek to know everything so that we can better know ourselves. And above all, we value the dignity of every human life, protect the rights of every person, and share the hope of every soul to live in freedom.
Optimistic, pro-life, protecting the most vulnerable. All people have human dignity. And yet, of course, the usual suspects on the left. So, oh, he's just reading that. He's just reading prepared remarks, as if Obama did everything off the cuff. I mean, come on.
Okay, but it's deeper than that. Donald Trump the other day tweeted about Charlie Gard, this young baby who's being sentenced to death by a British court. I think there's a real desire here to confront those who would use the power of government to strip us of our dignity, to strip us of our religious liberty, that fits the program which the president had in the White House, where You remember the Little Sisters of the Poor were there. Cardinal Wuerl was there. A number of key Protestant leaders were there. This is not a passing thing. President Trump understands that for our civilization to survive, it has to actually keep its roots as a civilization based on a belief in God. And if it loses that belief, frankly, the civilization will disappear.
Newt, thanks so much. Coming up